Well, good morning, Southeast Arkansas. It's Wednesday morning and time for our morning devotional. And our devotional title this morning is Jesus Came to Save the Lost. And our devotional verse is Luke chapter 19, verse 10. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. You know, every club out there in the world has some kind of criteria that you got to meet before you can join. Some are simple. You know, if you want to join the chess club, it's necessary that you play chess. You know, some clubs have criteria that can't be measured, but they still exist. Fraternities aren't really clubs in the proper sense of the word, but you know, I've heard that pledging one can be quite the ordeal. They only want the right sort of people after all. You know, sometimes, quote, religious people, unquote, act like their religion is a club for members only and that they are the gatekeepers assigned to keep the riffraff out. Did you notice that's the second day in the row that I put religious in quotation marks? In case you missed it, that is in fact mild sarcasm on my part. Christian people are not innocent of trying to be gatekeepers of the faith. You know, one thing to remember as you read the Bible, that the chapter and verse divisions were added by translators and were not present in their original manuscripts. That matters because sometimes themes or concepts carry on from chapter to chapter. And I added that little thing above because chapter 8 of Luke contains the story of the rich young ruler who walked away from Jesus rather than give up his lifestyle. Yet he fit all of the proper criteria, and that's in quotes also, of the day to be a, quote, religious person. Then here in this chapter we have Zacchaeus. You know, Zacchaeus was a bad man. You know, in many ways, tax collectors were the Roman version of gangsters. You know, Zacchaeus was not the cute, wee little man children sing about. He was basically an extorting, traitorous monster. Apparently, this man understood, though, that he was lacking something and really wanted to fix it. As a result, he was strenuously trying to see Jesus, so much so that he climbed up into a tree. Of course, Jesus knew that, and he went to Zacchaeus. You know, if you've read the story, you know how it ends. Jesus saved Zacchaeus, and Zacchaeus' life changed, and he began to make amends for the things he had done. You know, what do we see, though? We see the religious people mumbling and complaining because Jesus let Zacchaeus into the club. You know, I hate to say this, but we have people who are just the same way now, and we had them then, and they resist when those people want to join the club. Zacchaeus certainly did not deserve the salvation Jesus offered, and I can honestly see how people might think he deserved it less than others. Tax collectors were pretty bad. On the other hand, I didn't deserve God's grace, and neither did you. If you're still lost today, then you still don't deserve it. Yet God offers it freely to all, even the worst of the worst. If God is offering that free grace to us, even though we don't deserve it, then we should be that way with other people and offer them grace as well. Have a blessed day in the Lord, my friends.